Chicago, Illinois, 1985. Muhammad Ali was in town for a charity event, a fundraiser for Parkinson's research. His disease was public now, visible, the tremors obvious to anyone watching, the slow movements, the quiet voice. The transformation from the dancing butterfly to something slower, something struggling. But still Ali, still showing up, still using his name to help others, still being Muhammad Ali, even when being Muhammad Ali took more effort than it used to. He was staying at the Palmer House Hotel, downtown, classic Chicago elegance. He'd been there 2 days, doing press, meeting donors, shaking hands, posing for photos, the usual routine of being a celebrity with a cause. Exhausting, but necessary. Important work even when his body made work harder than it used to be. On the first day, Ali noticed him, a homeless man, standing across the street from the hotel entrance, watching, not begging, not approaching, just watching. Hard to tell with homeless people. The streets aged you faster than time did. Worn clothes, dirty but not filthy, the kind of homeless that still had some dignity left, some self-maintenance, some connection to who they used to be before whatever happened that put them on the streets. Ali noticed because he noticed everyone, always had. Even now, with the Parkinson's affecting his awareness, he still paid attention to people, still saw individuals instead of crowds, still made eye contact, still acknowledged humanity even in passing. It was one of the things that made him Ali, the way he saw people, really saw them, made them feel visible even when the world treated them as invisible. The homeless man locked eyes with Ali for a moment, then looked away quickly, like he'd been caught doing something he shouldn't, like the eye contact was a mistake. Ali thought about approaching him, offering money, asking if he needed help, but his handlers were rushing him into a car, schedule to keep, people to meet, events to attend, no time for street encounters. On the second day, the homeless man was there again, same spot, same watching. This time, Ali was leaving for lunch, heading to a restaurant 2 blocks away. The man followed, keeping distance, staying back, but following. Ali noticed. His security noticed, asked if Ali wanted them to deal with it, send the man away, warn him off, make him disappear. No, Ali said, his voice quiet now, the Parkinson's affecting his volume. Leave him alone. He's not hurting anyone. Just let him be. The homeless man followed them to the restaurant, stood outside while Ali ate, waited. When Ali left an hour later, the man was still there, watched Ali get in the car, watched them drive away, then disappeared into the Chicago streets. On the third day, it happened again, morning, afternoon, evening, the homeless man following Ali everywhere, keeping distance, but always there, always watching, always present. Ali's security was getting nervous. This was stalker behavior. This was dangerous. This was the kind of thing that ended badly for celebrities, the kind of obsession that turned violent. They wanted to intervene, wanted to call police, wanted to make the problem go away, but Ali said no, said to leave the man alone, said he wasn't threatening, wasn't aggressive, just following, just watching. And Ali wanted to know why, wanted to understand what was happening, why this particular homeless man had chosen him to follow, what he wanted, what he needed, what connection existed between them that Ali couldn't see yet. That evening, Ali was walking from the hotel to a nearby bookstore. A short walk, a few blocks. His security could have driven him, but Ali insisted on walking when he could, when his body allowed it. When the Parkinson's wasn't too bad that day, walking helped him feel human, feel like he was still in control of something even when the disease was taking so much control away. The homeless man followed, same distance, same watching, but this time Ali stopped walking, turned around, faced the man directly for the first time in 3 days. His security tensed, hands moving toward concealed weapons, ready to intervene if this went wrong. "You've been following me for 3 days, Ali said, voice quiet but clear enough. Why? The homeless man stopped, stood there, didn't run, didn't approach closer, just stood in place, looking at Ali, expression impossible to read under the layers of street life. The protective distance homeless people learn to maintain, the wall between them and the world that kept them safe even while keeping them isolated. "I wanted to talk to you," the man said finally. Voice rough. Years of smoking maybe, or years of not using it for conversation. The voice of someone who'd stopped talking to people. "Didn't know if you'd remember me. Didn't know if I had the right to approach you. So I just followed. Just wanted to be near you. Just wanted to see you, even if you didn't see me." Ali walked closer. Slowly, the Parkinson's making quick movement difficult, but moving deliberately toward the man, closing the distance his security was trying to maintain, getting close enough to actually see the face under the dirt and the beard and the years. And then Ali stopped walking, frozen in place, staring at the homeless man with an intensity that made his security nervous, made them reach for weapons, made them prepare for whatever was about to happen. The world narrowing to just this face in front of Ali, this person, this impossibility, this ghost from a past he'd left behind 40 years ago. Ali walked closer slowly, the Parkinson's making each step deliberate, making movement and effort, but moving with purpose toward the man, closing the distance his security was trying desperately to maintain, getting close enough to actually see past the dirt, past the beard, past the years etched into skin, past the homelessness that obscured identity, close enough to see the face underneath, the eyes, the features that time and hardship had changed but not erased completely. Recognition hit Ali like being punched in the chest. Physical, stunning, taking his breath away. The world tilting, memory flooding back, not gradual understanding, instant knowing, complete certainty. The way you recognize family, the way you know someone so fundamental to your history that their face is written into your soul. "Tommy," Ali said, voice barely above a whisper, barely audible even in the quiet Chicago evening. "Tommy Lawson, is that you?" The homeless man's face crumbled, tears starting immediately, pouring down dirt-streaked cheeks, nodding because words wouldn't come. Because 40 years of wondering if Ali would remember had just been answered. Because being recognized after so long, after so much loss, after becoming invisible to the world, because being seen by Muhammad Ali felt like resurrection. "Yeah, champ," Tommy finally managed, voice breaking. "Yeah, it's me, it's Tommy." Ali's security was completely confused now, looking between Ali and the homeless man with expressions of total bewilderment, not understanding what was happening, not knowing the history that made this moment monumental, not seeing what Ali saw, just seeing their protectee having an intense emotional reaction to a homeless stalker. Dangerous, unpredictable, potentially violent. Need to separate them, need to protect Ali from whatever this was. But Ali waved them back forcefully. "It's okay, I know him. I know this man. Back off, all of you. Give us space. Give us privacy. This is important. This is someone from my past. Someone I need to talk to without you hovering." The security reluctantly backed away but stayed close, stayed alert, stayed ready to intervene if this went wrong, watching every movement, every gesture, every shift in body language that might signal threat. Tommy Lawson. Ali hadn't seen him in 40 years, since 1945, since they were both kids growing up 3 houses apart in Louisville's West End, since before Ali was even called Cassius Clay professionally, since before boxing became his life, since before fame, since before everything that transformed a Louisville kid into Muhammad Ali. Tommy had been his best friend during the years that shaped everything. The kid who taught young Cassius how to ride a bike when he was 7. The kid who'd shared his lunch sandwiches every single day for 2 years when Cassius's family couldn't afford to pack one. The kid who'd stood up to Marcus Jenkins when that bully was trying to beat Cassius up behind the school in 5th grade. The kid who'd believed Cassius could be something special before anyone else did, before Cassius himself believed it. They'd been inseparable for years, brothers in everything but blood, the kind of childhood friendship that feels like it will last forever, that feels permanent, that feels like nothing could ever break it. They'd promised each other, sworn, no matter what happened, no matter where life took them, they'd always be friends, always stay in touch, always remember what they meant to each other. But life didn't honor childhood promises. Ali's boxing career took off when he was still a teenager. Started training seriously, started traveling for amateur fights, started winning, started becoming something bigger than Louisville could contain, bigger than the neighborhood, bigger than anything either of them had imagined. And somewhere in that transformation from Cassius to Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, the friendship got left behind. Not deliberately, not consciously, just the way these things happen when one person's life accelerates beyond what the other can follow. They tried at first. Letters, phone calls when Ali had access to phones, promises to visit when he came back to Louisville. But the intervals got longer, the contact less frequent, the connection weaker. Until one day they just weren't in touch anymore. Until Tommy was someone Ali used to know, someone from the past, someone who belonged to Cassius rather than Muhammad Ali. And Tommy had been left behind, had stayed in Louisville, had tried to live a normal life, had tried to build something. Whatever had happened in those 40 years had led him here, to Chicago streets, to homelessness, to following his former best friend for 3 days because he didn't know how else to bridge the gap that time and fame had created between them. "What happened to you?" Ali asked. Not judgment, genuine concern, genuine pain at seeing someone he'd cared about reduced to this, to streets, to following at a distance, to being afraid to approach. "Life happened," Tommy said, shrugging. "Bad choices, bad luck, bad everything. Lost my job, lost my wife, lost my house, lost myself. Been on the streets 3 years now. Moved to Chicago looking for work. Didn't find any. Didn't find anything except more loss. Why didn't you contact me? Why didn't you ask for help? How do you ask Muhammad Ali for help? How do you call someone you haven't spoken to in 40 years and say you're homeless? How do you bridge that gap? You're the most famous person in the world. I'm nobody. I'm less than nobody. I'm the guy you used to know before you became important. What right do I have to your attention? What claim do I have on your time?" Ali felt shame wash over him. Shame that his friend had been suffering while Ali lived in comfort. Shame that Tommy had felt he couldn't reach out, couldn't ask for help, couldn't bridge the gap that fame and time had created. Shame that Ali had let the friendship die, had let 40 years pass without checking in, without seeing if Tommy was okay, without maintaining the connection that had mattered so much when they were kids. "You have every right," Ali said, voice firm despite the Parkinson's. "You were my friend, my first real friend. That doesn't expire. That doesn't disappear because time passes. That doesn't become invalid because I got famous. You should have called me, should have written, should have shown up at my door. I would have helped. I would have done anything. I didn't know if you'd remember me." "Remember you? Tommy, you taught me to ride a bike. You shared your lunch with me every day for 2 years when my family couldn't afford to pack one. You stood up to Marcus Jenkins when he was trying to beat me up in 5th grade. You were there before any of this." Ali gestured at himself, at his fame, at his legacy. "You were there when I was just Cassius, when I was nobody, when I was just a kid who wanted to box. How could I forget that? How could I forget you?" Tommy was crying openly now. "I've been following you for 3 days trying to work up the courage to say hello, trying to figure out what to say, how to approach you, how to explain why I'm like this, how to justify asking for help, after 40 years of silence. And I still don't have the words. I still don't know how to ask. You don't have to ask, Ali said. You don't have to explain. You don't have to justify anything. You're my friend. That's enough. That's more than enough. Ali turned to his security, to his assistants, to the people who managed his life. Get Tommy into the hotel. Get him a room. Get him clean clothes. Get him food. Get him whatever he needs. And then we're going to figure out how to get him off the streets permanently. Job, housing, whatever it takes. This man was my friend when I had nothing. Now I have everything, and I'm going to make sure he has something too. Over the next week, Ali personally transformed Tommy's life. Not delegate and forget charity. Ali showed up, being involved in every detail. Got him into the hotel that first night. Proper room, clean clothes, food, real meals Tommy hadn't had in 3 years. Next morning, Ali took Tommy to a doctor. Full examination, treatment for years of street neglect, infections, malnutrition, dental problems, respiratory issues from Chicago winters. Ali paid for everything, every test, every treatment, every prescription. Then dental work. Tommy's teeth were disasters, years without care, the kind that makes getting jobs impossible. Ali got him the work needed, got him teeth he could smile with again, got him back confidence. But physical rehabilitation was only part. Ali got Tommy into therapy, real mental health treatment for trauma and homelessness. Depression that led to drinking, drinking that led to job loss to homelessness. All needed professional help beyond friendship and money. Job training too. Vocational program for people with employment gaps. Help positioning 3 years of homelessness. Rebuild confidence. Make Tommy employable again. And transitional housing. Stable shelter while rebuilding. Support during job search. Lead to permanent housing once stable. But more than material help, Ali gave Tommy dignity, recognition, knowledge that he mattered, that someone saw him, cared, remembered who he was before streets. That connection from childhood still meant something 40 years later. They talked for hours that week. Filling 40 years. Ali told everything about his life: boxing, fame, government and draft refusal, exile, coming back, Parkinson's, using his name for good causes. Tommy told his story. Factories, marriage, 3 kids, divorce, layoffs, depression, drinking, losing house, losing custody, losing everything until nothing left except streets and shame. Why didn't you just come up to me on day 1? Ali asked gently. Why 3 days of following? Why not just approach and say hello? Tommy looked down, shame visible even through the cleaning up Ali had arranged. Because I was terrified you'd look right through me. Afraid you wouldn't recognize me after 40 years and homelessness. Afraid you'd have security throw me out like I was just another crazy homeless person bothering a celebrity. Afraid you'd see me as a nuisance instead of as Tommy. And I couldn't handle that rejection. Couldn't handle my best friend not knowing who I was. So I followed from distance, stayed back, kept safe space, let you be Muhammad Ali, while I just remembered Cassius. Remembered when we were equals, when we were just kids who mattered to each other. How pride and poverty and time build walls between people who used to be close. Understood that he'd contributed to those walls by not staying in touch, by not checking in over 40 years, by letting success pull him away from everyone who knew him before he became famous. I'm sorry, Ali said with complete sincerity, for not staying in touch all these years, for letting you go, for becoming someone you felt you couldn't approach, for 40 years of silence when we promised we'd always be friends. You deserved better than that. Our friendship deserved better. I got so caught up in becoming Muhammad Ali that I forgot about being Cassius's friend. That's on me. That's my failure. You had a whole life to live, a career, championships, a destiny. I understand completely. That's no excuse, though. Success doesn't mean abandoning people who mattered. Fame doesn't justify forgetting where you came from. I should have done better, should have been better friend, should have remembered that what matters isn't titles or fame or any of this other stuff. What matters is people, real connections, real friendships, the things that make us actually human instead of just successful. 6 months later, Tommy had transformed, had a stable job, had an apartment with his name on the lease, was reconnecting with his kids, rebuilding bridges, was no longer homeless, no longer following at a distance, no longer invisible. Ali visited regularly, made time despite Parkinson's, checked in, made sure Tommy was okay, made sure he knew he wasn't alone, that someone cared, that their friendship still mattered after 40 years. Years later, after Ali died in 2016, Tommy spoke at a memorial, told the story publicly for the first time. Muhammad Ali remembered me, Tommy said, after 40 years, after I'd become nobody, after streets had taken everything. He saw me, recognized me, called me by name, saved my life, not just with money, with recognition, with seeing me, with the knowledge that I still mattered to someone who mattered to the world. That's who he was, someone who saw people, who remembered, who cared. The lesson that Ali taught through recognizing Tommy is powerful. We never know who's watching us, who needs us, who remembers us, who's following at a distance, hoping we'll turn around and recognize them. Life separates us from people who mattered. Time creates distance. Success builds walls. But connections remain. Friendships endure. Sometimes the most important thing is turning around, seeing who's following, recognizing them, remembering them, reminding them they matter. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to know that being remembered can save a life. Subscribe for more stories about recognition changing everything. And remember, someone might be following you right now, waiting for you to turn around, hoping you'll remember who they used to be to you. Don't wait 40 years. Turn around today.